What's up, everybody? My name is David.
And I'm Manny, and today, what are we doing today?
We're going to show you guys how you can make your own DIY gecko enclosures or skink enclosures. Any plastic enclosures.
So we're going to show you that today. Like right now.
Let's go. Alright, so a lot of people always ask us, even some of our YouTube comments always ask, why do you guys keep them in plastic tubs, especially the geckos or some of the other animals like the blue-tongued skinks? Since it's not like a fancy or a big glass terrarium or what we're used to, some people might think it's not good for them, but actually it can be better for them and for us.
Yeah, the plastic helps to keep the humidity in a lot better than glass, which is beneficial for animals like the crested geckos, croc skinks, any of those higher humidity animals.
The reason being because, we're gonna show you when you make these cages yourself, you're not gonna, the glass enclosures, like let's say a 10-gallon tank with a screen top, it has a lot of air, a lot of free space that the humidity escapes. Now, for an animal that is like a crested gecko or a leachianis or a croc skink or maybe an amphibian of some sort, you don't want the humidity to get lost. You don't want the cages to, dry out very quickly. So that's why in a tub or a plastic enclosure, you're able to make the size of the hole that you want, and that's gonna allow the humidity to stay in the enclosure for much longer.
And as David mentioned, one thing that is very important, you still do need ventilation. You don't want it to just be consistently wet the entire time, because that'll promote bacterial growth, which could harm or even kill your animal that you're keeping in the tub.
Yeah, something that's very important that you have to keep in mind if you're making these type of tubs for your geckos, we work with mostly the Rhacodactylus and New Caledonian geckos, is that in our past videos we always say you spray once a day or spray twice a day, whatever, but that is really going to be depending on your area and what type of enclosure you have. Because if you have one of these plastic tubs and let's say you have a couple holes on the side, you're not going to want to spray twice a day, because like Manny was saying, it's going to be too wet in there. There's not going to be enough ventilation, and then your gecko or your animal can start developing skin infections or respiratory problems, things along those lines. So it's very, very important that you know that you want the cage to be humid, but not necessarily wet.
Another thing that we really like about these plastic tubs, and I could probably speak for most breeders out there, it is that it's very lightweight. So whenever you need to move animals, relocate them, like it is very lightweight, and that helps with cleaning. Because when we used to use a lot of glass enclosures, cleaning a ton of glass enclosures, it's very heavy, and if you drop it, they'll break. The plastic tubs, they do not, unless you just really go at it. They won't break. They're easy to clean, and they're even stackable. So that really makes, lets us use every inch of space that we have available, which, helps us a lot.
Absolutely. And not just that, but the plastic tubs are going to be a little opaque. So, versus the glass enclosures that they're, glass obviously is completely clear. If you're keeping a lot of animals together, sometimes looking at each other can stress them out. So a little opaqueness never hurts, and it's just going to keep the animal feeling a little more secure.
Now, of course, if we only had like a handful of animals, we'd probably go with the glass enclosure, because you can really make those terrariums look really, really nice with live plants and just a whole bioactive setup. Even doing that with tubs, it doesn't look as nice as it does with glass enclosures.
I would say the biggest benefit to having one of those glass enclosures is, like Manny said, the display. If you just have one gecko and you want to go all out and set up a really nice vivarium for it, then by all means get a glass enclosure. But if you're a hobbyist, or if you want to be a breeder or something like this, and you're looking to expand your collection, it's probably more cost effective. Well, it is more cost effective to get plastic enclosures and do it yourself.
Another benefit to having a plastic enclosure is that it's more flexible. So let's say or more customizable. For example, if I need an animal that retains a lot of humidity, like a red-eyed crocodile skink, I can make either small holes or less amount of air holes, and it'll hold the humidity in a lot better. Or if I need an animal that needs a lot more ventilation, I can make bigger holes or more holes for that added ventilation. So it's very, very flexible. You can work with it and work with the animal for its specific needs.
One of the downsides to plastic is that certain plastics can be a little bit harder for your geckos to climb, but we have found that, you know, most of the plastic containers that we use, like Sterilite or the ones that they sell at Target, I can't remember the name, but all of those things, the geckos are able to climb fine, and they don't seem to be bothered by it. They seem to thrive in those enclosures, so we have continued to use them. Alright, so obviously if you don't know how to use a power drill, get somebody that does, because when you're making this, you got to make sure that you have a good grip on it. If not, it's going to twist your arm or your hand. And when you're doing this, we use this as a base, so whatever we're drilling, like the tub or anything, doesn't go spinning out of control and it doesn't crack it. Okay, so you try to get like a piece of wood, maybe a 4x4, just like this, and you'll drill it, put the tub on it, and then you'll drill it so that this head here has something to grab on. Next, we're gonna go and screen this up, clean it up a little bit, and then we'll have ourselves a gecko cage.
Now we're gonna hot glue this screen onto this top, so the geckos cannot get up. Done. So for you guys wondering why I did it on the inside and not the outside, it's because it looks a lot cleaner when it's done on the inside. So this is how it's gonna sit on top of the cage. Looks really, really nice. They're not getting out of that ever. So, and if you're gonna stack these tubs, it might not be the best idea to do it on top like this because it is gonna be blocked by another enclosure. So we do it on the side of the cage.
Alright, so this is the final product of the tub with the hole. Now we just set it up with some brown paper, the insulation tube, a fake plant, and a little juvenile gargoyle gecko, all ready to be in his new home. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you can now make your own crested gecko or any type of gecko or blue-tongued skink plastic enclosures.
And make sure you follow us on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook. And if you like our videos, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. And like he said, man, I hope this video is very informative. This is a very cost-effective way to make great enclosures for your animals. So until next time,
see you guys next week.
TikisGeckos.
Next Saturday. All right, everybody. Cages.
And make
What's
sure
wrong with you?
Because a weird noise came out of your mouth.
Yeah, it's called talking. It's called sound.
You like snorted. You're like mid-ending, you just start snarling.
I didn't.
you little bitch.
I didn't do that. Alright, come on, let's go again. Put your phone on silent, man.
You gotta.
Alright, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this video. Man, I can't stop laughing.
She's like giggling a bit.
No, stop.
I need to leave.
Yeah, do that. Yeah, leave.
This is why I bring my phone, so I can, like, read something.
Close the door. What's up, everybody? My name is David, and his name is Manny.
It is. Ow, man.
I just want to hurt you, man.
That
All
would have
right.
sucked. I'm
Go,
so
sit.
good at blocking. Gecko for real.
See, it doesn't break.
All done. Where you at, Taylor Dean?
Ta-da!
Now I'm gonna do. We call this the Nicole technique. It's just spreading it.
Shout out to Nicole. Shout out to all my purrs.